Alright, it's back to the Land Rover. I've been doing some bits and pieces, so I've been doing this box, and this box sits on the step inside the boot lid, and then a heater, diesel heater, will go in here. Now I'm looking for some textured paint because it's a bit of an old battered box. It's got a lock on there, and then that hinges down and shuts, and then I've got an aluminium top on there. So that box is going to go on the side step with a heater inside it. And then what we've done here is started to clean the top cover, engine top cover, or the soundproofer, and a mat for inside the box. And then what I've done here, this is a bit geeky, but I've been cleaning up all of the nuts and bolts from the engine to make sure they're all good. So these ones, these are little beauties. They're Land Rover bolts, strong as you like, absolutely genuine. And what I've been doing is I've been checking the bolts for like all the thread, so all the threads are good, and the heads are good. There's no flat spots on the heads, and the genuine, because I want genuine Land Rover bolts in there, because I'm trying to find one now. I think this one, we're going to dump that one, we'll find another one, because I don't think it's a genuine Land Rover bolt, that one. It just looks too soft. So all of those genuine, and all those are genuine. And then what we've been doing is cleaning up all the bits. Fan belts are going in the bin, because we've got, in fact I'll put them in the bin now because they're going, because they're, on the fan belts, look, I mean they look alright on the truck, look. When you look at them when they're going round, they look alright. And if I find it, I'll just try and find it for you. There we go. I'll just do that for you. Look at that. That's bust. And you wouldn't see that when it was on the truck, so these are both bazookaed, so we'll get rid of them fan belts and put new fan belts on. Injectors, leak off pipes, pump, that's all of that's been cleaned up, so all that's now ready to go back on. And it's engineering clean, it's not blooming eat your dinner off clean, but she's pretty good. Then we've got a new ring for the flywheel. I'll have to ask George to do that, because I can't remember which way it goes on, because Andrew took that one off with a bit of heat. Then over here, what have we got over here? So over here we've got the transmission brake, which is all gorgeous and cleaned up and new inside, nice smooth transmission brake drum. And we've freed off these, freed off them, so they're all nice and free, and given them a coat of paint to protect them. And then we've got the bottom pulley. Or is that that's a water pump pulley? New water pump going on. That's the new water pump that's going on, because the bearing was the bearing was worn on that one. Then that's a water pump gasket, so I'll have to have that with that. Then a new bit of that's the gear stick shroud. And then over here we've got new gear stick rubber and four-wheel drive rubber. And then we've got a new master cylinder going on with the original .4 label on there. We've got one of them as well. Brilliant. And then new heater plugs. Haha! New heater plugs. Gearbox mounts. Heater plugs are going on. So everything's kind of looking pretty good. So what we've done here, I've just sprayed the injection pipes black. So they're ready to go on there. Look quite tidy when they're on there. And what I've done is I've polished the rocker cover. And what else? Polished the rocker cover and the plenum chamber cover. So that's all done. And then of course new transmission brake shoes, they're going on. And what I've done here is I've just sprayed the springs. They're just drying off now, so I've just sprayed the springs so they'll stay nice and nice and well, they're still nice and new. So everything's looking pretty good to go back together. We're actually seeing the end of the job now. There's still a bit to do, because I've got to install a heater in there. It's going to be a diesel heater in there that actually flows into the cab, so it produces a load of heat in the cab when you drive on, because I've got a bikini top on, so it's it's to make it warm when you're driving around. Not in winter. I mean, in winter we won't really drive it, but so that's got to be finished. I've actually painted the top so that the bottom's black. And then what I've done, I've used urethane paint and then painted the top in Keswick green to match the Land Rover. And then I've got a new lock going in there to put in there. Oh, we've got that. Oh, those pipes are blooming done as well. Right, best get these off. This is my filter housing. So they go in a plastic box as well. They're all painted and good. and all nice and clean. So it's starting to look good. I'll show you the Land Rover just because I've got everything in the back of it now, because it's time to go back for its rebuild. So everything's in the back. I've got new exhausts on there. The exhausts are new, turbo's new, flywheel's good, bell housings there. That's all been polished up and new. Everything's in there all ready to go back together. On I think it's the 1st of December we're putting it back together. Or she is getting put back together. So we're looking pretty good so far. I'll bring the rocker cover and the phlegm chamber back in, and I dented, new alternator going on as well, that's going back on, and then new grab handles at the back, they're going on as well. Wow, so I think next weekend, because I've done all of this and I've got all this ready to go back together, next weekend we'll be tightening all the bolts up, because everything's kind of fitted loose. Well, not everything, but lots of things are fitted loose just to make sure I've got them in the right place and I didn't have to take them back off again before I put it back together. So yeah, we're seeing the end of the job. So next week or the week after, the engine will be back. So the gearbox and the transfer box are brand new. They've been rebuilt and they're here. So I've got them. And then the injection pump has been rebuilt by Diesel Bob. So the gearbox and transfer box have been done by Geartech over in Stafford. And Diesel Bob at Ribble Diesels, something like that. He's done the injection pump and he's rebuilt the injectors for me. So that's all completely new. So everything on this truck. So I'm debating. I'll get your idea on this. Right. What I'm thinking of doing, because it's all completely new, the truck is. I'm thinking of renewing the speedo and putting a zero speedo in it, because it hasn't done any miles on its new speedo. All the oils have been new, the fan belts are new, all the brakes are new, the diffs are new, the axle casings are the same, but everything inside is good. The wheel bearings are all new, the swivel housings are new, the tyres are new, everything on the running gear will be new. The body panels are old, but the dash has been renewed, the dash has been recovered, the dash clock housing is metal. That's from, I think, Raptor Engineering, that's from. Chassis has been welded up, any faults in there have been welded up. So give us an idea, should I keep the speedo? It's got 137 on the clock, and I'm thinking of zeroing the clock out and then starting the service history from zero, because it's all new. I mean, what do you think? Is that an idea, or is it? And you can still see the mileage on it of the vehicle from the MOTs anyway, so I'm not sure. I don't want to be deceptive or anything, but she's pretty new. Anyway, what are your ideas? Give us a shout, subscribe, or, you know, if you've seen me do something wrong, by all means, because I thought I wouldn't get able to get these springs back in on the brake shoes on here, because I couldn't remember which spring. I had them there in the right place for ages, and then I moved them to wash them, and then I realised they were the same spring. So I should be able to get them on pretty easy. Anyway, so mine is Mark. By all means, if you see anything that I've done wrong, shout out, and any advice would be grateful. Cheers, see you soon.